Sir.
Daniel!
In the nick of time. What's up, fellas?
Teddy Pendergrass.
How y'all feeling?
Yes. Good, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, the infamous STK podcast is back. Episode 1, Season 3. Let's give it up, fellas. What's going on, y'all? What's going on?
Good money.
Glad to see y'all all here.
Been a minute.
Everybody's here. We watched a great game today. You know what I mean? But first, before we get into the semantics of the night, want to give everybody the opportunity to introduce themselves. Let's start with you, Wall Street. What's going on, my brother?
What's up, man? I'm back in the back cave.
Back.
This is from the first episode. STK episode 1.
Okay, what's up, man? All right, brother. And Ed, what's going on, my brother?
Yeah, I was just trying to change my name, but they call me Ed Dollars. Because I'm all about the Bucks.
The Milwaukee Bucks.
Right. No, not the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't know. No, I'm all Knicks all the time. All Knicks all the time. So happy to see the first game 1. I'm so happy to start this new season. I'm happy to be on the podcast with my bros. And I'm just generally excited, man. It's going to be a new season, new hope, you know. You know how I feel on day 1 of the season every time we have it. It's all happy all the time.
There we go. All right, we got Coach B in the building.
Yes, Coach B. You know, I'm not just coaching this team, but I also coach my own basketball team. AAU season is out and running, and that's how I lost my voice, but I'm out here.
There you go. Flu game. Let's get it, Coach. Stay sharp tonight, because I feel like Ed's going to bring it tonight. I feel like Ed's going to try to bring it tonight. And last but not least, our fourth member of the pod, usually on the sidelines, chopping it up with the YouTube crew, but tonight he's here because we definitely got to talk about Melo's legacy. We're gonna talk about Melo's legacy tonight. But definitely Clearview Daniel, what's going on, my brother?
I'm great, man. I'm glad to be back on with you guys. Good to see y'all. Call me Clearview Daniel. I'm hoping that the view is clear for the next season for more wins. We need it.
Not clearer than your background, dude. I'm getting like a suntan.
Listen,
first like shots fired of the season. Let's go.
It's a blurred out background.
Giving me a tan.
I don't know. You see that? I don't know. You see my foot? It's a little blurred out.
Oh shit, my bad.
Oh man. So tonight, just a recap. The Knicks beat the Pistons, right? Score was 117-96. This game was over by the third quarter. Unless y'all want to disagree. It was done by the third quarter. Knicks looked good. Knicks won a game that they should have won. They beat a young team that may end up being their rival either this year or maybe down the road, because Pistons are really loaded with talent. They got a lot of young talent. But the Knicks, with the guidance of Jalen Brunson tonight, he looked really smooth. Coach, you were right. Just gotta put that out there. And yeah, man, I mean, the Knicks shot 51%, 37 from 3 points, three-point land, 73 from the free throw line. A lot of pluses on the board. Randall Robinson for plus 18. Brunson was a plus 21. Fournier was plus 17. Barry was a plus 23. He looked sharp. He looked bigger. He looks like he's ready, man.
He looked bigger.
He was just moving people. I mean,
that's
he
the first thing
around
I thought.
People. He's definitely ready now for a full NBA season. But take us through what you thought. Let's start out with you, Coach. What were your thoughts on tonight's game?
I'm happy with the pace. I'm happy with the pace of play, man. Movement was well. Very excited about, besides Cam getting hurt, I think like the crew overall did what they were supposed to do. So like taking care of business is key. Making the game look easy. Jalen Brunson getting some easy layups. RJ getting some easy baskets, like that's gonna be the major key. And then like another that highlight where RJ threw Obi the lob. I'm like, I hope that signs for the future, man. Give that man Obi more minutes because they're gonna get out and run. And shout out to Deuce, man. Came in off the bench and brought a lot of energy and closed the game at the point. He still has a lot of work to do. I'm definitely excited for those back end guys as well as the starters just playing well. So good start.
Good. Deuce was lit tonight.
Yo, crazy.
Watch this. Wallstreet.
Check the Twitter if you haven't checked the Twitter, man. I'm out here.
Wallstreet, what were your thoughts today, man?
And I was telling you, Heck, I was running late, so I only caught a little bit of I caught most of the first quarter, and
mid-season form, Wallstreet.
I missed
mid-season form.
I know, man. So I missed it, but I was looking at the highlights. I was looking at the opening, but so I thought that Mitch looked like more in shape. Like I was thinking, like, what's wrong with Mitch? You know what I realized? Mitch Robinson, he has the worst posture that I ever seen. And I feel like
already with the good takes,
sloppy.
Good take.
And I just feel like he's just sloppy. Like he's just I don't know. Like he just looks out of place sometimes. But he looked a little bit better today. He looked a little stronger. He looked a little quicker. He got a steal. He got the ball up the court in a couple of dribbles. Got a nice layup. But yeah, man. The only take that I really got, and I'm bringing it from last year, I think that is a Tibbs thing. I can't remember the last time I had this problem. I can't think of a lot of teams that I feel like have this problem. I feel like the Knicks play out of position. And we do it year in, year out. And we're doing it again. And I think that I never understand what's going on with the positions,
Give me more. Who's out of position?
Obi should be the point guard, right?
Yeah. Listen, I'm okay with Obi at the 3 now.
Listen,
but who else is out of position?
All right. I mean, like, what is Evan Fournier? Is Evan Fournier a starting 3? He started the game at the 3 today, right?
No, he started as a 2.
No, at the 2.
He's supposed to be a solid 2.
They technically ran a 3 guard. Okay. They ran a 3 guard lineup.
Yeah, they ran with 3.
Technically. If you're looking at
they ran a 3 guard lineup, exactly. We don't. So we have Barrett at the 3, right?
Yes.
We need to grow Barrett. Barrett is a 2. Why are you playing out the 3? Why are you playing out the 2? Barrett's a 2. Barrett's a 2. You look at the championship teams of the last 10 years, and you look at their 3 spots, and you tell me that you want Barrett guarding today's great 3 spots. No, I want Barrett guarding
Golden State just won.
He's our best defender.
And
all right, so there's a lot of great 2s out there.
He guards the best player on the opposing team. If he's a 3, he's guarding him.
So I will remain to be confused by the whole thing.
Honestly,
because I got Brunson, I got Barrett, and then I got my only question mark at the 3. And I got a 3, but you guys hate it so much, I'm going to leave it as a question mark because I respect you guys.
No.
And then I got Julius at the 4. Julius is a 4. He's not a 5 and he's not a 3.
He's
he could be a 5.
In today's league.
If you're playing small ball, he could do 5.
Yeah, he could be a small ball. He could be a small ball 5.
I'm trying. I was just talking about this with Heck. When I'm building a team, I'm trying to look at the best team in the league, and I'm trying to build a team that could match up against that team. And a couple of years ago, I was trying to match up against Steph. I don't know if I'm trying to match up against Steph going forward, but I'm trying to match up against. I'm trying to match up against teams like the Warriors. I'm trying to match up against teams. Right now, I'm trying to match up against teams like Philly, match up against teams like Brooklyn. And I can't match up against these teams going small because not every team is Golden State. Golden State is an exception to the rule. Kobe said it best. The 3-point line was created to make the game more fun for little guys that can't get to the rim. You know what I'm saying? You still got to attack the rim. This is still a physical game. And the shooters, they're great. They're the icing on the cake. But you got to get to the basket. You got to get to the basket with vicious intent. And that's how you win basketball games. And yes, Steph did it for many, many years. But before Steph and after Steph, they're going to be attacking the rim again. Let me ask you this. What position is Ben Simmons about to be playing in the Nets? He's about to go where he belongs.
Point center.
Playing power
center,
forward.
Point center.
And center.
He can play all five.
Right, yeah.
Really play all five.
He can play all five.
Can I just say one more
I saw
thing?
the game. He was playing all. He was the center.
I'm gonna leave it like this. I'm gonna leave it like this. I played a game one time, right? And by
2K?
size and weight and skills, and I was in a basketball game. I was in a real basketball game. And there was a guy on our team who was the biggest guy on our team. And he has some point guard skill. So he started running point, right? But he messes up the flow of the game because now he pushes me and the other guards to play forward and center. It's not that you can't play point guard. It's that the point guard can't play center. So now you taking my point guard away from the only thing that he could do so that you could go play his game. No, just be a center. And if you get a rebound, push the ball up if you can. But I need a point guard. And not only do I need a point guard, I need somebody that could guard a point guard. I need a power forward that can guard a power forward. I need a shooting forward that could guard a shooting forward. I don't need Evan Fournier guarding your team's best four or your team's best three. When we line up the way we line up, we got Evan Fournier on Kevin Durant. We can't do a little better than that.
Hell no.
That's not true.
If we would have
RJ
lined up,
Barrett be guarding.
it would have been RJ. It would have been RJ.
Yeah, sorry. We gotta mute you. Wallstreet. We gotta mute
Hey, yo.
you.
Out of control.
I gotta cut you off.
Next. Yo,
Hey.
you was doing well,
Yo,
man.
Yo, we cut people off this season, yo.
That's it. You was
We
doing
got-
well.
Yo,
Sorry,
people
you know
off.
what?
It's
It's
too early.
Wallstreet,
Cut off.
It's
Pull
only
that man's
Tuesday,
mic.
Wallstreet. Yo, hey, what's
Cut you
going
off.
Oh no, keep going for
What's
the
going
mute.
on? Wallstreet.
That gave me the Apollo
Yo,
treatment.
hey, but
Yo.
give us your take on tonight's game, man.
I
What do you
mean,
take on
how can we
tonight's-
not come away be impressed with Jalen Brunson, our new $100 million man? I mean, Jalen Brunson looked amazing, and
You're
he looked like a
welcome.
calm
You're
before the
all
storm.
welcome.
He was like so calm out there. He got the offense flowing. He got up fast. He is literally the fastest guy on the court. He got to the rim at will. He could have took another 10 shots and would have made 13, 14 more points easily. I mean, he's legit. He passes well. He speaks well. He's a leader out there. I really like him. I for whatever reason, I thought he was, I used to believe that he was undersized, but you know what? He doesn't look undersized to me. He is short, but he doesn't look small. He's wide. He's capable. He's strong. He gets to the basket. He could shoot. He was efficient today. I mean, he was great. He was impressive to me. RJ, the first 7 minutes of the game, I felt like RJ was not taking any shots. The ball didn't go to him purposely. And then when a lot of the starters came out and the subs came in, he got his offense going. So, RJ was a team high 21 points. He had a plus 23. He shot efficiently. He was 3 for 5 from 3, 8 for 14. He played great. First half, he was a little shaky. He shook it out. And he looked legit. He was attacking the rim. He hit his threes. I like him, man. Mitch was active. Mitch was doing Mitch things. His body was active. Wallstreet said it correctly. He looked better. Fournier was just out there, like not really doing anything. And Julius Randle, I think we got to trade him. We got to trade him because
Shit, too early for that shit.
No joke.
Kind
He
of
doesn't know his role.
He's
He's like, what is my role on my team? You got Brunson, who's the primary lead guard. You got RJ, which they made a concerted effort of passing him the ball eventually, and he was taking a lot of shots. And then you got Randall that was kind of doing what Randall does, and it just wasn't flowing. And the starters still looked slow because of Randall. You know what I'm saying? And when the bench came in, Obi was flying up and down the court, quickly flying up and down the court. McBride, he had like 6 steals today. Rose played just to get him loose, but he didn't really play. Honestly, the way our team is set up, we may have to trade Rose and Randall because
keep Rose, man.
What's the point?
Leadership.
What's the point? My man is 30. Happy birthday, Rose. He turned 34 today. Happy birthday. But ultimately, he'll be better suited on a championship contending team. The Knicks are not a championship contending team. The most they'll win is 42, 43 games. They're a one and done playoff team. We got to get the kids to play.
At this point,
McBride is a perfect example of a flyer that we took, and he's a legit player on defense. My God, his arms are like as long as the court. He's amazing out there. You know, quickly did all right. I still think that his vision isn't there, and that he really shouldn't be playing the lead guard. He's a great 2, and he needs another. He should be playing more with Brunson a little bit because when Quickly is out there organizing the offense, he misses everybody. How many times that Obi come down the court, had his hand up, miss,
Mm-hmm.
and eventually one more time, you know, he got him the ball, and then the announcer was like, "Oh, that's a great connection between Quickly and I was like, no, it's not a great connection. He missed him like 5 times. Yo, Quickly is always going to look for his own shot, and that's his number one problem. When you're the lead guard, you can't always look for your own shot. Like Brunson's a great example. He doesn't look for his own shot, but he creates his own shot, and that's what
goes within the flow. He's within the flow. He goes
always within the flow.
That's what he
ultimately, I thought today was a great. You know, we beat them like by 20, 30 points. The starters were all positive 15 plus. You know, the subs came in, they let go of the rope. But I feel like because they don't have a real lead guard, you know, I like McBride, but he's not a lead guard. You know, I like Quickly, he's not a lead guard. I like Rose, but I think he's better suited on a different team. And then you have a lot of like, you know, my turn, his turn type of thing. But, you know, Tibbs, be honest with you, it was a preseason game. So he wasn't doing his usual, like everybody plays 40 minutes type of thing. He let people play, and it kind of like it worked. And maybe he does this in the season. But I hope so. You know who didn't look so good though? Cam Reddish. He hit that 3, then he looked kind of sloppy, and then he got hurt. Come on, Cam. Come on, Cam.
Clearview.
+7 though. Cam
+7. +7. Clearview.
Yo, mute Wallstreet again, just in case he wants to jump in there. You get muted. We love you, Wall.
Come on, Clearview. Before you get muted.
So the last part of what Ed said is what scares me. It's a preseason game. A lot of guys that normally is going to be playing 40 minutes like Randall. And you know, the rotation that he has set in his mind is not going to be what we saw tonight. So tonight he gave Obi an opportunity. He gave McBride an opportunity. I agree. I feel like I like D Rose. I hate to say this, but I think we got to get rid of Randall and Rose. I think
when somebody gets hurt,
listen,
right? when the long grind of the season starts to wear and tear on guys, you're gonna need these guys. Yes, they're not the perfect fit.
You're right, but in the expansion of McBride,
what he does, listen, McBride ain't good enough, man. What if you make it to the playoffs? What if
you can't be good enough if Tibbs don't play him?
Yo, when you make it to the playoffs, he's not ready. He's not.
I regret those words, Coach.
He's not ready.
I'm sorry.
We're gonna play this first episode back.
Ready.
We're gonna play this.
Hold on, man. I'd rather have the finished product. Go ahead.
Listen, but
trade him.
They got to play McBride. Yeah. They got to play McBride. I am nervous because I'm seeing 2 different teams. I feel like we're seeing the same Randall. He doesn't really know his role. He holds the ball a lot. When Obi's on the court, the ball is moving. It's contagious. It's flowing. There's lobs. There's excitement. The crowd's involved. They're winning. And when Randall's in, there's a lot of ball holding.
Wishing and dishing.
Yeah, the lead goes down. It goes from 23 to like freaking 9. You know, it might not have been tonight, but we've seen the story before. So I do love what I'm seeing from Brunson. I feel like he fits right in. I do agree with the fact that Quickly he shouldn't be the lead guard off the bench. He should be more the 2 guard, maybe playing with a Brunson or a playmaker. And I'm liking what I'm seeing, but I'm just nervous on that last part of what Ed said. That's what scares me about preseason, is that it's not the normal rotation. We just don't know what side of Tibbs we're going to get when it counts. But I'm loving what I'm seeing. My biggest takeaway, like I said, is Brunson. And we need to play Obi more minutes. He needs to be on that court for us to win.
Definitely. Now, you guys are
Coach. Coach B, you don't agree? You think that Quickly should be the lead guard? I mean, you're not seeing what we see?
Off the bench, listen, off the bench, you got to give him a chance, right? And it's not like he's playing 40 minutes at point. It's only like 10 to 12.
Like
Let him
it takes away from his game.
Let him get better.
Yeah.
He's missing mad passes.
Let him get better. And then
a lot of connection.
In the crunch time, in the fourth quarter, late second half, then he plays off ball. But if it's just early in the game off the bench, he's not going to get better if he doesn't try. Like, y'all got to keep
that sounds like
him.
an AAU coach that just lost a game.
100%. I went to the championship, though. Don't forget, I went to the championship, though. All right? I know the truth.
But they also say...
To make it to the chip, you got to know what you're talking about.
They also say that when you keep trying the same thing that doesn't work, that's madness.
You crazy.
And honestly, you got to... Listen, he's not a point guard. He never was. In Kentucky, he was the off guard. And I keep telling y'all that. Y'all want to turn this dude into a point guard.
Lou Williams, right? Lou Williams, Jamal Crawford, they all play a few minutes at point. They don't play the majority of the game, but they give them a couple minutes. When Jalen Brunson needs a rest, go ahead. Even if he's the quote unquote point and he's on the floor with RJ and RJ's facilitating most of the time, it'll be fine. But you can't say that, we want to bring in, someone else to be the backup point guard. Jalen Brunson is perfect at what he does. So now you need that change of pace guy. That guy is going to give you something a little different. That's going to be more fiery. Like, let him do what he wants to do. And yeah, he's going to miss Obi, but then tell Tibbs to put Obi with Jalen and Obi will never get missed. Like, it's literally that simple.
Why not develop McBride as your point?
Because McBride is worse than
he is worse.
Quickly, and he can't even shoot.
But we haven't developed him.
McBride is Pat Bev.
We haven't developed him.
All right, so I got a guy a year older and a guy a year younger.
Who's better offensively, who shoots better. So let him shoot.
Got the better defender.
Let him shoot.
He could potentially be our best defender too.
It'll be a trade-off. When Quickly's on the floor, we're trying to be explosive. When McBride is on the floor, we're trying to be defensive. But again, we got to take that trade-off and never have them on the floor together because that'd be a disaster.
I agree. But you know what? McBride has so many defensive potential. He actually could be a third team defensive, all NBA type of person. He is what Pat Bev was when Pat Bev was at that age. In fact, Pat Bev was out of the league, wasn't even in the league at that age.
Yeah, he was.
So, if he can get some more time, he got 6 steals against,
the second
quality
unit,
MBA player.
Third unit.
Crazy.
All right, fellas. Well, let's segue. You guys made great points. Shout out to McBride tonight on 6 steals. Do your thing. Keep doing your thing. Force Rose out of the rotation. Moving on. We got off-season extensions, right? Who got the bag? Mitch and RJ. Who obviously, they were gonna get extended regardless. Although I've always been up on RJ and down on Mitch. But were those good extensions for the long run? And let's start with you, Clearview. Were those good extensions in the long run?
Mitch is still up in the air. I like Mitch, but in the long run, it's still up in the air. RJ, I say yes. I feel like RJ is our guy. I feel like the future with him and Obi, if we can keep developing those two and build around them successfully, I think RJ was worth it. I just see a guy that can play both ends of the court. He's growing in confidence. He's doing all of this with Randall hogging the ball pretty much. And when Randall's out of the game or not playing, we see him have these bursts. We see him hit the game winner and his confidence grow from that point. And I feel like he has a lot of all-star potential, like maybe even this year. Mitch, we need him to stay healthy. We need him to be more consistent. It kind of remains to be seen for me personally. But RJ, absolutely.
Okay. Wall Street.
All right, I'm gonna give you some.
Welcome back.
Some mystic. I'm gonna give you
mute him.
Y'all better mute me. Y'all should mute me right now. You should consider that. I'm gonna give you a second to consider it. All right. All right. You ready? All right. Mitch is a different animal, but can he be a special beast? That's all on him. Is he gonna work? Is he gonna continue to work? Is he gonna work on his all-around game? When you look at his length and you look at his man, how do you describe it? It's like a pogo stick. It's like when you see how he can jump, get off the floor quick, right? When you see how quick he can get off the floor, then that's it for Mitch. If he can slide his feet, stay disciplined, get into the right position and get stronger, then nobody else got that. Nobody else got the diameter. Nobody got the actual numbers. Nobody got the wingspan. Nobody got the at that size, at that weight, So if he goes into Mamba mentality, then he could lead the league in blocks. He could.
I agree.
He could. He's already shown that he could get buckets without any offense being drawn up for him. He has no spin move. He has no hook shot. He got no mid-range game. But he'll give you 12 points, 14, 15 points on a good night. How is that? Because when the Knicks do what they do best, and that's missed shots, Mitch is there to grab the rebound.
Getting close to that term.
What about RJ Wall Street? Was RJ a good extension signing?
You gotta write that quote down.
RJ is y'all was talking about Emmanuel Quickly. The blueprint for Emmanuel Quickly is out there. The blueprint for RJ Barrett is out there. So RJ knows what RJ got to continue to improve a little bit. I was looking at a Kobe recording a couple of days ago, and they said, how do you define greatness? And he said, getting a little bit better every day. And I thought that was real. So that's RJ, continue to get a little bit better every day. The jump shot is a little bit smoother. Will he ever be able to go to his right? He's strong as hell, and he got hops out of his mind. That's Mitch's problem. Mitch's problem is that he lacks quickness and he lacks speed, but he got a lot of tenacity. RJ also don't got that finisher mentality yet. RJ got the same problem I think that Frank Ntilikina had, but he got it at a much higher level, at a much, much higher level. But it's still the same problem. You're not hitting RJ, and I'm gonna leave it at this. RJ has failed to show us that he is like peaking. He's still just a little bit less than what we expected and what we want. But he's not too far off, you know what I'm saying? And a big jump is possible.
Okay. All right, Wall Street. Always consistent.
Should have listened to me. Told you.
Hey.
Yo.
The extensions.
All right, we got
smart moves for the Knicks.
Mitch and RJ. Let's talk about Mitch first. He got 4 years, $60 million. So his contract is $15 million on average. A quality starting center. That's what you get. That's what you should be paying. Nerlens Noel, who's trash, doesn't have hands, made $15 million last year. So Mitch's comp is who? Clint Capella or maybe Robert Williams, right? From the Boston Celtics. Robert Williams signed a year prior and he got 4 years, $48 million. But one can say that if he signed this year, he probably got 4 years, $60 million. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're watching these guys' pockets like it matters, but the Knicks are the number one franchise in regards to value across sports. You know what I'm saying? So I think that for a New York Knickerbocker, a starting center, $15 million on average sounds about right. Regarding his skills, I mean, what else do we need this guy to do? Hit threes? Who cares? We need a rim running big that grabs rebounds and defend. We got plenty of people that can shoot jump shots and fadeaways and do crossovers. We need Mitch to defend a lot like Robert Williams. It'd be nice if he can, continue working on his game and try to be, a little bit more, try to score from a little bit outside, maybe the free throw extended, but he's not a stretch five. And you know what? We don't care for him to be. But just like today, his defense, you can tell that he changes people's shots. He still kind of jumps off too much. Like he's very quick to get faked. So he needs to kind of slow down. But I saw he looked lean to me. Last year he came into shape very poorly. So that was not good. He looked good this year. You know, we're going to find out if it's a quality contract, but on the outset, it's a reasonable contract. It's not crazy. It's not, underwhelming. If he gets paid, he's probably getting paid $2 or $3 million more than someone else. But ultimately, I think it's fair. RJ Barrett. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I've been waiting for someone that we drafted to become the face of the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? Once upon a time, I was all over Porzingis. I thought he was going to be the Knicks. And then, I don't even remember the last time there was someone that was the face of the Knicks. And RJ Barrett has the potential to be the face of New York City Knicks. You know what I'm saying? He's the number 3
David
pick.
Lee.
He works hard. He's a hard worker. His skills are kind of like blue collar, yet flashy. You know what I'm saying? He has that in-between game. He has a lot of Jimmy Butler. He's working on his 3. He was efficient today. He goes to his left. If someone can help him go to his right, he would unlock so much going. But I think this year he scored 21 points today kind of easily. I wouldn't be surprised if he averages 24 points a game this year. No joke. And if he averages 24 points a game this year, he's an all-star. And to tell you the truth, he got $120 million over 4 years. That could have easily been $230 million over 5 years. There's a lot of bums that got way overpaid. Porter on Denver, who's on my fantasy team, and he's going to be busting people's asses. He got 200. He got $235 million, and he didn't play all of last season. You know what I'm saying? You have Garland that made $180 million, who's very, very good, made the all-star team. But these guys don't have the pressure of New York City. Like, Cleveland, Denver, even Hero from Miami. Hero. He just got 4 years, 120, but like guaranteed 120, while RJ got 4 years, 107 with like incentives to make 120. You know what I'm saying? So his contract for a New York team is well undervalued. I mean, he's betting on himself. He's betting on all the marketing deals he's gonna get. The fact that he could be the face of the New York Knicks, and he's gonna get all these other dollars on Puma and all these other, merchandises and commercials and things like that. So I think it's good value. I suspect he will average around 24 points this year. And could he make the All-Star? The East is tough, but if he makes an All-Star team, he made it. I mean, $120 million is not going to break the bank. Okay. What's breaking the bank is paying Julius $120 million. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? But I think that both contracts are fair. I would have paid RJ a little bit more.
Time is getting close.
The Knicks.
Coach got me ready. Coach is mute.
I'm glad Coach don't control the mute button.
Coach is mute hungry tonight.
It's crazy. Like the Julius bashing. I understand. I've been a part of it too, but give the man a chance. Like it is a new situation for him. Again, a couple new teammates, and Wall Street mentions it all the time. Like he's been the face or the leader for a while. He's done a half decent job.
Write that down, Wall Street. Coach agreed with you on something.
What?
I got a list.
At 10:37 on the 4th of October, Coach agreed with you. Holy shoot.
But back to the bigger news. Like I think the Knicks get fair value as of late for like what they got, man. Like RJ compared to Tyler Herro's contract, like yes, Tyler Herro might be fancier, but RJ, I feel like it's more of a championship piece than Tyler Herro is. So like to get a budget on a guy that'd be a better fit on a championship team, that says a lot, man. And to all you future free agents out there, like yes, come to New York, take it at a discount, because when you put that Knicks jersey on, the marketing will be there. The other opportunities for endorsements will be there. Like shoot, whatever opportunity you want for fashion, to get a waterside view, to just be in the city, like those opportunities are there, and like you gotta like love it here. So yeah, come to New York, take that discount. And Mitch's contract, it's great. Like he doesn't need to do anything else on this team. Like we have more than enough people that want to shoot the ball. So as long as you block shots and rebound at a high level, I should have drafted him, but I wasn't.
Don't get hurt.
He'll be
Don't
fine.
get hurt.
Last year.
Everybody that's hurt is on Ed's team. So the all Band-Aid team. They got sponsorship for Band-Aid and Neosporin.
That's it.
Quick healing action.
Last year, Mitch played way more games than the year prior and the year before that. So like I'm very excited for that trajectory. And if we still get we got good backers for him anyway, so it's good either way. But definitely RJ's contract, perfect. Mitch's contract on the money. And as you go further down the line, like as the salary cap goes higher, like the deals only look better.
Yep.
Like they're gonna be more enticing if the trade, knock on wood, were to happen, but I doubt it. Like keep both long term.
All right, good. All right, you guys always on fire, man. Love the takes. You guys are always on point. Let's move on to off-season impact. So Ed, long term, which of the following two will have the biggest impact on the Knicks season?
Wait. When you said off-season impact, I thought you meant Donovan Mitchell, man. We didn't even talk about Donovan.
Let me finish, please. In fact, hold on 1 second. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, let's do this. Okay. So let's go to Clearview. Clearview. Which of the following two will have the biggest impact on the Knicks season this year? Will it be Jalen Brunson's signing or missing out on Donovan Mitchell in the offseason? Which do you think will have the biggest impact? And you can go whether it's negative, positive, whatever you want to do. Which do you think will have the biggest impact?
I mean, if the biggest impact could be Donovan Mitchell, because at this point, Jalen Brunson has to prove to Knicks fans that I'm worthy of getting us some wins. Because right now, the Knicks fans are feeling like, damn, again, like we missed out on an all-star. We missed out on whatever you want to call him, Baby D Wade, or, a solid player that's been, doing his thing in the West, despite the fact they can't get past the powerhouses over there. Who will have the biggest, like right now, I think it's the Donovan impact until Jalen proves himself. Because I think watching what we saw today, I think he has a solid chance to, Jordan back in. Like, hey, listen, I'm not Donovan Mitchell. I've not been an all-star. I did the little that I did in Dallas last year, getting past Phoenix and all that. But I'm here, and sorry, man. I wasn't throwing the dart that time. But,
yeah, you was. Whatever.
But I think he has a real chance to Jordan back in and say, you know what? I'm just as big a puzzle piece to this team as he was. But as of now, Donovan.
Okay. All right. So if the Knicks are losing in February, you think it's going to lead back to the Knicks missing out on Donovan?
It could, because we don't know how. Now it's like the what if. It's another what if. Okay. Another what if. What if Porzingis never got hurt? What if what if Melo left sooner and we got another all-star that came? It's just added to the what if list.
Maury never hit the fire extinguisher.
Is that too? The fire extinguisher against Miami. Yep. Another what if.
Hey, great job, Clearview. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
All right, to answer that question, you got to understand what we would have had with Donovan Mitchell and what we didn't, what we weren't going to have. All right.
Thank you.
What they were proposing was to trade RJ, right? Utah wanted Grimes. They wanted Obi. So RJ, Grimes, Obi, like three or four first round picks. So our future's gone. And fillers like Evan Fournier. So we were going to have Evan Fournier, Obi, Grimes, RJ, and the good draft picks we're going to have in the next 5 years. That's a lot for Donovan. So what would we have had? Brunson was still signed. So we're going to have Brunson. We're going to have Donovan. Both those guys are shorter than me. They're going to be our starting backcourt.
He looks small, but yeah.
Our starting backcourt would have been under 6'2". Brunson 6 foot, and Donovan Mitchell 6'2", doesn't play defense. All right. We'd have had, Randall would be our offensive cog. I'm sure Randall would have loved it. We'd have had Mitch, and then we would have had one of the other guys would be a three.
Cam Reddish at the 3.
Cam Reddish at the 3. And that would have been our starting lineup. Where's that team going? Is that team going to make the playoffs? That team's not going to make the playoffs. Cleveland gave up their draft picks, but they didn't give up any future stars, right? Evan Mobley, Garland, the center. He was in a better basketball situation with Cleveland versus coming to the Knicks. Now, I don't know if you know this, but Donovan Mitchell is from Elmsford, New York. All right. He's New York bred. We made the mistake of not drafting him and drafting Frank. So that's our bad. But unfortunately, the trade would have been way too lopsided. Utah would have raped us. RJ, who we just gave $120 million to, would have been gone along with those other players. So I think Brunson is going to have a more of an impact on the Knicks, more because of what we would have had with Donovan Mitchell versus what we have now.
Good point.
Awesome. Great job, Ed. Great job. Okay, Coach.
Yo.
You sided with Ed? Wow.
Yeah.
This is the first.
Yeah.
Wow.
Preseason, man.
Wallstreet
Hec. We're all friends today,
He
yo.
must be sick. Give him a COVID
Coach
test.
hates me.
Give
Coach
him a
hates
COVID
me.
test, man. He's delirious.
It's a lot of weird shit going on in there. But yo, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Trading for Donovan would have left the cupboard bare. Like, we would have been stressed come January, February. Yo, Julius Randle gets injured, there's not a good enough replacement. I'm sorry, I know we don't like him, but then if Obi's gone, there's not a good enough replacement.
Yep.
And Cam Reddish already got injured. No Grimes, maybe just Fournier, no RJ, not a good enough replacement. I do love Ferran, by the way. Like, he's very athletic, but that ain't it. Like, Ferran is not gonna make a big difference as far as winning games, like when it matters. So it's like, yo, trading for Donovan really wouldn't have helped us. So, and like looking at it from here, and definitely once we get to that time of the year, we will notice it. Jalen Brunson's just a better fit. Keep the guys that we got, right? And then we got a kid who's a great teammate. So like, it wasn't a lose at all. And not trading for Donovan, we can wait till after his contract is up and then revisit it. Then we'll have Julius off the books. The roster might be a better fit for him. And I do like Markkanen and I do like Colin Sexton. So maybe they work out in Utah. But like, for us, we didn't have that to offer them. And Cleveland only gave 3 picks. Like, they were trying to get all 6 picks from us. Yeah. Like, the nerve of it. Danny Ainge.
You don't like us, man.
Danny Ainge. You a lot of things I don't want to say on air, but like, yeah, good job trying to yank us. And Leon Rose, good job staying home.
The only issue with us missing out on a Donovan Mitchell trade is that from a perception standpoint, we look soft. We're like, oh man, we had a layup and we blew the layup. And we had a layup with no one on the court. And everyone thinks that we blew it because we didn't get Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, because it's a layup to idiots. But like, if you want to sit there and evaluate the paperwork, this is like a bad boy record deal. Like, yo,
you're right.
Like, I'm gonna end up trying to be the locks. Like, I'm trying to get out of this. Like,
it could be a layup on the opposing team's basket too.
Man, at the end of the day, what we needed was a point guard. We kept our core. Our core made it to the playoffs 2 years ago. Last year, we stunk it up. But when you look at this core, this is going to be the first season that they play with a point guard, with an actual point guard. So that's what we needed, was a point guard, and we got one. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Yo,
Wallstreet, your thought is that Brunson is the bigger impact.
Yeah, I'm okay. I would have loved Donovan Mitchell, but Donovan Mitchell, if I got a Donovan Mitchell, I'm gonna ask him to do a lot of the same things that RJ's doing. So So it's the same, they kind of like fit in the same
rebounds,
piece. So I got
assists,
RJ.
guard the best guy.
On top of, I think Donovan still got plenty of upside, and RJ got plenty of upside. But to give up half of our team, to give up Obi, to give up all of these guys, I'd do anything to get rid of Fournier, but not package him with my whole team.
Yeah.
But nah, this is the first.
Fournier won the European Championship. France won the European Championship.
Good. I hope
he needs to bring that energy to the Garden.
Yeah.
Package that
you saw it tonight. 16 seconds left on the clock. 1-on-1 on top of the key. Dribble, tween, pull up three, and it went in. And it's just like, that's not. It's not winning basketball, It's not winning basketball. It's fool's gold,
Okay, dope. All right, well, fellas, that was great takes. I was definitely surprised at Clearview because I would have thought you definitely would have leaned towards the Jalen Brunson. But no, I mean, if the Knicks are losing in February, definitely the media is going to be all over that missed trade, And so it's either way, you couldn't fault the Knicks for trying this offseason because they did try, as they have for the last 10 years. It's not like they haven't tried. They've thrown money out there. They just, they've been used as clickbait a lot of the times in those negotiations. Oh, New York's offering 180. Okay, we'll give you 200. All right, bet.
But one thing about him going to Cleveland, he just made the East so much stronger. And we were competing with Cleveland for like one of the lower seeds. And now we're out of that. So like we're really competing for the 8th seed now. There's like literally 7 teams better than us by a lot. And Cleveland can be anywhere up to 3rd or 7th. I mean, they got their team is stacked, and that's without Evan Mobley really realizing his true potential. He's going to be an all-star, and they already had 2 all-stars plus Donovan Mitchell. Cleveland's stacked now.
Oh yeah.
I don't think the Knicks are that bad though.
Spain won. France is the runner-up.
I don't think the Knicks are that bad. I think if everything comes along, if we're seeing the same team as we saw tonight, obviously they're not going to play the Pistons 82 times. You know what I'm saying? But
Pistons could be the worst team in the league right now.
They could be.
Listen,
they're one of the bottom tiers.
They could be.
Hell yeah.
Jalen Brunson's value, man, is going to change the way everyone else looks out there. So don't be surprised if we 6 higher. Definitely, I think 4 or 5 is in the realm because like they're going to get out and get a lot of easy baskets, which is the way the game should be played. And then defensively, we're always going to be good because we have tips. So if we're stopping other teams and, we got 20 points from Julius, 20 points from RJ, and then whatever else from everybody else, will be better than the rest of the league.
I second that, but even think Julius can be just as effective with less scoring output. If he rebounds and plays defense, he scores 16 or 18, that means the ball's getting spread around more, and you're not running that black hole offense where he's taking a dumb shot with 3 seconds left on the clock. Bro, we've seen that. We lived that.
That's what he played today. And to tell you the truth, he looked not engaged. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't like, he feels like, oh man, I'm playing this bullshit role. They're trying to make this guy the superstar. This other guy got the ball. That's what I saw. I was like, oh, this guy, he's not engaged with it. He was very quick to pass it because
time will tell
him to pass it.
Yes, time will tell.
Time will tell.
Fast forward to game 1.
All right. Last on the docket. So this topic came from our text chat, our inner circle dark web text chat.
Yeah,
right?
you're regretting it now, right?
You're regretting it now. So obviously, the topic came up regarding Melo's legacy, right? And we spoke about all of his intangibles and whether he should be signed and where he should be listed as one of the Knicks greats, right? And there was a lot of difference of opinion. I agreed for the most part. The only thing I disagreed with was the leadership piece. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. But you know, Melo's legacy. He's still not signed. Like, what is his legacy? What, you know, is he one of the best Knicks of all time? Is he?
Yeah.
So, like, what is the thoughts? Wall Street. Well, okay, Wall Street's looking for parking. So,
No, I'm done.
good?
I'm done. I'm done. I'm good.
Okay,
I was just
okay.
backing up.
So Wall Street, what do you
My
think?
bad.
What is Melo's legacy? Like, is he one of the top Knicks of all time? He may not get signed this year, but if this is it, this is it, right? And if this is it, if he doesn't get signed, this is it. What is Melo's Knick legacy?
All right. When we first signed Melo, I don't know if you guys can remember. You guys are big. Yeah, when we first traded for Melo, do you remember feeling like, all right, this is gonna make us contenders? Is that the feeling that you got, the overwhelming feeling like, all right, we're gonna be contenders? Do you feel like you had a centerpiece? I feel like the Melo signing was to keep butts in the seats. It was exciting. I don't think any true basketball person can say, all right, we signed Melo because we expect to play winning basketball. Throughout his entire tenure, I felt like watching other basketball games was the only way I could learn something about the game. Watching Knick basketball throughout his entire tenure was like watching playground basketball. And, you know, nobody likes to play with that guy. You cannot tell me that you're lining up to play with Melo. And I remember throughout his tenure, he took the first shot of every game. I was touching up on this it was like a mental thing, a tradition thing. It was some ridiculous thing. What kind of message are you sending to the you guys play basketball, you guys play 50 games with me, and first possession of every game, I take the ball and I just shoot some random wild shot and I'm missing 7 times out of 10. 7 times out of 10, he's missing this shot. Are you guys gonna give me the ball? You guys gonna let me take the shot? Definitely you guys are not letting me take that first wild shot.
I'm sure you're
I'm one of the few people that have actually played with you, Hector. That's
shot, every shot, you know, every first shot of every game. He just decided it didn't. And here's the thing: it didn't matter if it was a good shot. If you a basketball purist, you understand that throughout the game you're gonna take 45 to 55 certain shots. You want to make them all count, because at the end of the game it might come down to 1 or 2 points, and you just disrespecting that shot that he took at the beginning of every game was a disrespect to basketball. Period. It was disrespectful to the game. You don't teach your kids to do that. You don't tell your kid, yo, at the beginning of every game, chuck one up so that everybody knows what time it is. It's Melo time. No, get the hell out of here. It ain't Melo time. There's people love this game, bro. That's disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Did he hit great shots? Yeah. Cursing out the refs in the rebound, grabbing the ball. Fuck out of here, Yo, my man, I love you, bro. You had a mental disability and you overcame that mental disability to become an excellent basketball player. But that dude, there's something wrong with Melo. And you want to talk about a basketball organization that put up with that nonsense for all of those years. It shows you that Knicks don't want to win championships. This is the closest that we've ever been. This preseason game is the closest we've ever been to having some structure to build with, to having some concrete, something to build off of. We got youth. We got some veteran leadership. We got a couple of guys that should be peaking, 2 or 3 guys that are peaking, a couple of guys that are veterans and they've passed their prime, but they still got a lot to give to the game, and then a whole bunch of youthful exuberance. That's how you build, that's how you build winning basketball, and it takes time, but that's where it starts. The Melo stuff was just like, yo, fill the seats. And I ain't mad. And I'm gonna leave it like this. I ain't mad. This is the last thing I'm gonna say. Why would you do that? It's the LeBron era. D Wade and them are taking over the league. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of Kobe is still killing the league. You know, you got the Spurs was still, you know, kind of in the place that they were on their way down at that time. So maybe the Knicks said we can't compete. You know, they didn't even see that Steph Curry was coming. You know, so maybe the Knicks said we can't compete. Let's fill the seats. And Melo, you know, did that to a certain extent. It was fun. I watched it.
So Melo is basically just for the seats. So in terms of where you
mute that man. Mute him.
In terms of where would you rank Melo? Is he top 5 Knick of all time? Top 10?
At what? One-on-one basketball? At one-on-one basketball, he's top 3.
Okay.
At 5-on-5 basketball, I don't know. I never seen a lot of those other guys play. But you know, when you talk about guys like Patrick
political
Ewing,
answer.
Every year he came. Every year you knew that he was gonna give his team a chance. Melo didn't give the Knicks a chance. You have no chance with Melo.
It's time.
You got no chance.
It's time.
Coach, jump in there, Coach.
Yo, man. First, I really want to pull up the receipts, but you know, nobody got time to scroll back.
I respect Wall Street for speaking his truth, man.
Yo, first, you had the nerve to try to throw Julius Randle's little spurt here over Melo's longevity. Shame on you. Shame on you, man.
I'm not gonna answer. I'm not gonna answer that. Can I answer that? Can I answer that?
But no.
If Julius, if Julius Randle takes us to just one more playoff game,
mute this mother. Mute this man. Ain't no way. Right now, yes.
Yeah.
When the trade happened, the cover, you know, was emptied. I really wanted to keep Gallinari. I wanted to keep a few more pieces, but they had Amari, and then you know they put Melo next to him. Cool. They traded our point guard, brought in an older but more veteran point guard. They should have kept Raymond Felton too, even though I didn't like him. It just made more sense that way. But you know, so things didn't roll or flow the way we wanted it to. But shout out to controlling the narrative, just like the doc we seen on the 2012-2013 season. Like, yo, listen, it don't get no better, right? It don't get no better than that year we had in like the past 20 years. Like that 2012-2013 going to the second. I mean, I think number 2 seed, going to the second round, playing against a young Indianapolis Pacers team. Like Melo was a part of that. Melo helped take us there. Melo was either top 2 or top 3 in scoring that year, and was the leading scorer in one of those seasons.
He won the scoring title,
and we were number 2. Like,
Hector, you're like Wall Street. You're totally wrong.
Yo, so like all of that to say, in Melo's like 7 years, yes, they weren't all great, but the guard is always going to fill seats. Like we're not talking about filling seats. The guard is always going to fill seats. And Melo's last 2 seasons, like he was like a plus on defense. Like the shooting percentage on one-on-one matchups against him was like top 10 in the league. Like Melo did everything to try to make adjustments to be a part of this franchise. And you know, we ended up giving him the boot again. Management always sucks. Shout out to Leon Rose for actually standing some ground here and doing a great job developing this group. But management that Melo had sucked. Coaches that Melo had sucked. Like they didn't want to work with his style of play. And sometimes, you know, it's a give and take, yes. But like when you got a top 15, top 10 guy in the league, you play through him. You know, you bring guards that can manage his play style. You just don't bring anyone. And that's why you get the fluctuation. Like again, Raymond Felton not the best, but he was better for Amari than he was for Melo. When we had Jason Kidd on top of Raymond Felton, then Melo played better. We had J.R. Smith, who was another wild card, playing to the top of their abilities. You need great veterans. You need other leadership, not just from your main guy, because Melo can't do it all. 28 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, shooting 37% from 3. What else? What more do you want? What more do you want?
You know, he's a free agent, and I don't hear y'all jumping out the seats talking about sign Melo.
Yo, there's no
He's 37.
It's 10 years later. It's a different time, man.
I take it, but there's no room for him here.
Yeah, I think Coach said it right. I mean, Melo was the number one option. He was a leading scorer. He won the scoring title with the New York Knicks. When's the last time we had a scoring title person on the New York Knicks? I mean, it wasn't Carmelo Anthony that failed the Knicks. It was unfortunately Amari Stoudemire's injuries that failed the Knicks. You know, for the most part, Carmelo played his role. I mean, he's a scorer. He's a scorer first. He took 20 shots and he made 28, 29, 30, 33 points per game. He played like that the entire way. His running mate always got hurt. He always got hurt. Now, what do we learn from that experience? We learned that we can't trade everybody. And going back to the Donovan Mitchell trade, it was good that we didn't trade for Donovan Mitchell because it would have been Carmelo Anthony all over again. You know what I'm saying? The guys that we had, Gallinari and all those guys were okay. Right. They were good players. Mm-hmm. We needed to keep some of those good players to create a good team. We were left with, Amari. We eventually got Tyson Chandler, and then we got, Carmelo.
Player of the year.
And Amari just failed. His body failed, and because of that, that's the truest reason as to why we didn't succeed as much. But we went to the playoffs like 4 times. We went to the second round. We won 50 games. We had one of the most exciting seasons. Carmelo did win the scoring title. Linsanity was born during that era. I mean, Carmelo's a top 5 New York Knick. I mean, my man, he's Bernard King all over again, resurrected. He gave us one of the best times in our adult life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all for Carmelo Anthony. I'm not gonna say the management failed them. They put some money behind players, and the players' health just deteriorated. That's why you can't get a lot of free agents over 30. It's hard, man. You got to try to get young guys and build with those young guys and keep those young guys. We got Carmelo Anthony when he was 27 in his prime, and he played in his prime. He was in every year he was in the All-Star game. Every year he was an NBA player, all NBA. He's a scoring threat. He's a scorer. You know what I'm saying? We needed people to be supporting him, and it just didn't happen. But to me, top 5 New York of all time.
Okay. Clearview.
And you're okay with him chucking up the first shot, good shot, bad shot?
Yeah, you do the same thing. You do. Guys, we play at the rec center every Monday. That's what Hector does.
No, I don't.
Ironically, Hector, when he's chucks it, he's like, Melo. Hello.
Yes, he does that, right?
Oh, no. Hello. Fire tonight with the shots. Go ahead, Clearview.
Listen. What year was it? 2011, 2012, right? The Knicks saw opportunities to get arguably a top 5 player at the top 5, top 10 player in the league, somebody who's from New York, somebody who wants to be there, somebody who is New York, right? They done went through the Othello Harringtons and the Eddie Currys and you name it. It was just time to go after that All-Star. Again, D-Wade, LeBron, they have formed that team in Miami. Amari was scoring 30 points. I think he set the record for 8 games in a row or something like that.
He was an MVP threat.
He was MVP threat at the time. They had the opportunity. They just went after it. I respected it. When they got Melo, I can't say they had a team to necessarily compete yet. But the next season, they go out and draft Shumpert. They go out and get the pieces to surround them. They get Tyson Chandler, Tyson Chandler, who had just won a championship in Dallas. J.R. Smith, who came from overseas. Raymond Felton. They surrounded them with a team that maybe if Amari doesn't punch a fire extinguisher, we might have a chance to beat Miami. And then the following year, they go get a veteran in Jason Kidd, who provides a level of leadership. Rasheed Wallace. And if not for Melo getting blocked or against Roy Hibbert, maybe we have a chance to get to the finals. Who knows? Because we were that team. I don't think Miami beat us that year. Maybe once in 2013-14.
No, I think we swept them.
I gotta say, I don't think Melo. I know Melo is not just a guy to bring butts in the seat. Melo was a guy that was a top 5 to 10 player. That they saw the opportunity, they grabbed it, and he took us to the next level. We went from not making the playoffs at all to having to lose to Miami or Indiana, teams that were in the conference finals. That if we could have got past those two, the argument here is, can we get past the Spurs? Can we get past OKC or whoever was making the finals at that time? I agree with Ed. I think he's top 5 for sure in Knicks legacy. He didn't have the longest tenure here, but he gave us some very impactful years. 2013 was probably the most exciting Knicks team we've seen in the last 20, 25 years, you know.
Yep.
They were, and don't forget, they ended the Boston legacy, not Miami, or not any of them. They ended Boston's legacy. You could argue that Boston was a little older, but they were good enough to win a championship in 2013. We ended that legacy right there.
And J.R. Smith was at Live Arena that night that he did that dunk. Played the game and it was at Live Arena.
That too.
I was there. I was like, wasn't this dude just on TV? It's crazy. One of the most brilliant things I ever saw in my life. Like this dude, yeah. J.R. Smith was lit.
My thing on leadership, no, I don't think Melo was the best leader then. I think he needed like the Chauncey Billups. He needed the Tyson Chandler. He needed the Jason Kidd eventually. But I do think he made a lot of dumb mistakes that, you know, a guy, like I said in the chat, like a guy like Iverson made and had to regret after he retired. I feel like Melo was out for a year, had to sit down and humble himself like, damn, you know what? You know, maybe I need to chill with these off the bench jokes. You know, you remember the AP, they said I got to come off the bench. He learned from it. Came back. You know, I'm not saying he's the best leader now if he was signed, but I think he's that guy that, let's say he goes to Boston, grabs Jason Tatum and says, hey, man, you got to avoid this, that, and that. You're an all-star today, right? But hey, listen, man, there's going to be a day where you might have to come off the bench. Embrace that role. Don't be me. And that might impact the Jason Tatum. What if Jason Tatum don't win a championship, but he's 36 years old, remembers what Melo says and says, you know what, let me embrace this role, and goes out and wins as a six man, you know? I think he's that guy today. So I think he's good enough to be signed by somebody today. But to answer Wall Street about why he's not signed, it's 10 years later. He's not MVP Melo. He's
bench player.
Like last step out the door, Melo.
He also mentioned that he wanted to be closer to home. Like he wanted to watch his son Cayenne play his season as well, which is at the same time. So
he's gonna be a player, by the way, Cayenne.
Yeah.
By the way, he shot 37% from three. He still averaged like 14 points, and he played 22 minutes a game.
How old is he?
He was one of the few net positives on the Lakers. I mean, he played well last year.
He did.
And the reason why he was like, oh, they want me off the bench, because that was when he was on OKC. Yeah. And like, imagine yourself, you're a Hall of Famer. You're still playing, and you know you're a Hall of Famer. You're an all NBA player. You're like on like top 10 in scoring all time. And someone's like, you're gonna come off the bench? I'm like, fuck no. Why the fuck would I come off the bench on OKC? Who's better than me other than Paul George, other than Paul George? Russell. Who's
that was it.
That's it.
They're loaded. That team was loaded. We're not gonna say that's it. OKC wasn't whack. They were loaded, but I think it was
beyond Paul George and Russell. That was it.
That was it.
Poor judgment. I mean, OKC could have also did some things, been a little bit more creative.
They were starting Andre Roberson. Like, come on.
He was the
shoot.
Defensive.
He couldn't shoot.
They were starting Andre. Yeah.
He took pressure off of Russ from having.
By the way, Andre Roberson's out of the league right now. He's like 10 years younger than Melo.
Yeah.
Bless him.
Wow.
Bless all the guys out of the league, man.
I would definitely say I kind of, I mean, I'm not gonna say I agree with everybody. I do think I believe Melo is probably a top 5, definitely a top 10 Knick of all time. I think the Knicks probably had to get him when they had the chance, although they did give up too much. Wall Street said he wasn't wrong when the low points were there. They were low. Low. Like it was bad. But he still managed to make the All-Star team. But they were moments of inefficient basketball. You can't say they weren't, because they were. I mean, let's keep it a buck. But when they were winning, it was great for the city. My only thing from the chat was the leadership piece, and I was just like, Melo's never been a leader. He's been the best player on his team, and that's different from a leadership standpoint. Like when you look at the 76ers, when Allen Iverson was there, who was the leader? Eric Snow was. Allen Iverson was the leading scorer, but when it came to leadership, it was Aaron McKee and Eric Snow. When you look at Denver, I think the worst thing that could have happened to Melo's, because you talk about what ifs, Clearview, if Melo goes to the Pistons, he's a monster. He has a monster career.
He wins at least 2.
He has to battle Tayshaun. Yeah. He's got to battle Tayshaun for that starting spot. And even if he doesn't get it, he definitely gets it the next year. And he's
we need a what
beast.
if episode. We
And
need a
he
what
gets
if
coached.
episode.
We need to
And
get a
he
what if
gets coached
episode.
the right way. And I only say this because Chauncey Billups brought it up recently on All the Smoke. He said Joe Dumars, basically he alluded that Joe Dumars made the mistake of not drafting Melo. He said, yo, if we'd have got Melo, Melo would have been taught the right way how to play basketball. But instead, he goes to Denver and he learns bad routines, you know, and they kind of put a team around him. But when it came down to it, the leaders of those teams that went deep in the playoffs was Kenyon Martin and Chauncey Billups. And even
what if Melo went to Detroit?
Well, he's a beast. Yo, he doesn't challenge LeBron's legacy, but he's definitely one of the top forwards of all time, in my belief, because he wins chips.
Oh, yeah.
He wins chips. Because Detroit's super deep now. You got a 5-star, you know what I mean? He literally, and Wall Street, you said this. He's a college GOAT. Dude went to Syracuse and dominated 1 year college.
Most outstanding player.
Who's better? Who's better, Carmelo Anthony or Clyde Drexler?
In college?
No, right, like career.
Career?
They both didn't win. Clyde won a Houston.
Are you counting wins or
later? Clyde won one.
Are you counting wins or just career?
Like his career.
I got Melo career-wise. If it goes by wins, you got to say Clyde. I got Melo.
Olympic Melo and college Melo.
Oh my gosh!
Is the reason why there's going to be a Hall of Fame Melo.
I'm not gonna
NBA Melo. Hold on, NBA Melo.
Take away Olympic Melo. You take away college Melo. You don't even got a Hall of Fame Melo.
But NBA Melo is the reason. Olympic Melo
chosen up to Olympics. All of it goes together. But
it all ties together.
It all ties together. You're right. It's true.
Melo's higher on the scoring list than Clyde, man.
Yeah. So if
we got like 28,000.
The only thing that Clyde Drexler has over him is a chip. That Clyde won. You know what I'm saying? He didn't just go to Houston and didn't play. No, like he balled out and they beat a heavily favored Orlando Magic team. So you know, that's saying, and also, you know, I mean, he did have to battle Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Like, lost to him in the finals and then had to deal with that bastard in the Olympics. every practice. Remember when I beat you, Clyde? Like, damn, bro. Yes, I remember for the 20th time, Michael. Thank you for reminding me. So, you know, Melo's top 5, top 10. You know, Walt's the greatest Knick of all time. And then you can kind of make a case for anyone going down. You know, Walt is definitely the number one, though, if you're going to go off of greatest Knicks of all time. Definitely the best dressed Knick of all time as well. But with that saying that, fellas, I want to thank y'all all for coming out, man. Clearview, much appreciated. Definitely need to come back. You know what I'm saying? Although I don't know if it's fair to Wall Street.
Wall Street's my guy. Listen, I love that he says what he means, and he means what he says. I respect and love that, man.
Yo, mute Wall Street, yo. Mute Wall Street. Yo, we gotta have a what if section and a mute Wall Street.
A mute Wall Street.
I get a notepad. I get my notepad back, and I'll be all right.
Wall Street, speak your truth, man. Keep speaking your truth.
Man. But fellas, any last words? Anybody go? Last words.
Big season for RJ. You know, just trying to play into those incentives, but still stay within the team concept. Julius Randle, figure it out so you can fit in with this group. And happy birthday to my bro A-Zone. If you're watching, probably not, but yeah, I'm gonna give you a shout out.
All right. Okay.
Yo, I got the Knicks winning 40 games this year. I got RJ averaging 24 points a game. I got Jalen averaging 21 points a game. I got Obi getting frustrated that Randall's still in the starting lineup, and I got Randall averaging 16 points a game.
Okay.
That's a good one.
All right, that's a good one. Come on, Wall Street.
I got yo Tibbs. You got last year I was so mad that after that game 1 where Kimba and Evan Fournier went off and we all got hyped And I got hyped too. And then I was mad. I was like, why? Before they hit the court, I was like, this is gonna be a disaster. And then they lit it up, and then we was like, okay, maybe I was wrong. And I started drinking the Kool-Aid. And I was so mad that I drank that Kool-Aid. I bought the fake gold. I bought all of it. And now I'm like, yo, Tibbs, you got a little bit of a roster. No excuses this year. You don't got five power forwards. You don't got Marcus Morris in there blowing up your offense. You got a point guard. You got a point guard. RJ, Julius, you got a point guard. No excuses. They're gonna bring the ball up for you. They're gonna bring it up like a waiter. They're gonna bring it right up to you. You don't gotta go get it no more. You don't gotta go down to the dungeon to get the rock. Jalen's gonna bring it to you. No excuses.
No excuses.
And and Mitch, work on your posture, bro. Stand up tall. It looks weird like.
He just got big shoulders.
Oh man. And listen, fellas, I just want to send a special shout out to the man of the hour, our guy Aaron Judge. Shout out to Aaron Judge, who broke the record 62 home runs tonight.
Barry Bonds is somewhere flipping people off, okay?
Probably, but then again, he shouldn't have took drugs. But anyhow, shout out to Aaron Judge, who is a New York legend in the making. And definitely, fellas, great job tonight. Appreciate y'all. Definitely catch us next week. We'll definitely be on next week, Wednesday, unless anything changes. But yeah, next week, 10 o'clock. See us when we see us. We out there. Coach B's on the Twitterverse. Holla at him. He wants all the smoke. Ed Dollars and Wall Street, they outside. Stop
in the back cave.
Clearview still surviving the Knicks.
Clearview surviving the Knicks, surviving the Lakers, surviving his daughters. He's surviving everything, man. We gotta do a GoFundMe for Clearview, man.
Had you muted.
Yeah, no, he's not muted. His mic is just. Mic is just. I don't know what's wrong with his mic.
We got a contest, everyone. We need a backdrop for Clearview because currently what he has isn't working. So whoever wins gets $1.
That's right. And by the way, October 17th kicks off the STK Fantasy League. Shout out to the fellas who came through. And yeah, man, it's gonna be great. I'm definitely gonna win. So
we gotta report the results on this pod, by the way.
We are.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We're gonna report all the DMPs that your roster puts up. Ed is the all Band-Aid team. He started 5 isn't
No,
it?
he's the rehabilitators.
The rehabilitators. Right? Seriously.
By the way, Wall Street picked Jordan Poole as his number 2 draft pick. Come on.
6th man of the year. Yeah, I had the last pick. I had the last pick of the first round.
Yo, peace.
Peace. Be safe. See ya.